Hello, it's your GenX Big Sister saying hello today. I wanted to continue our conversation from yesterday around people pleasing. I've given it some more thought because I mentioned that I don't particularly think of myself as a people pleaser and why I don't think of myself that way and how I'm able to resist the temptation of it at times. And I thought I'd break it down into some actionable things you could do if this is something that you want to shed or change. So I'm going to take it in 5 steps. So the first step, I would suggest journaling about this. I mean, you can think about it, but I think it would take it a step further if you journal about it and get it on paper. The first step is to remind yourself that your wants and needs are just as important as everyone else. The fact that you just exist makes you worthy of prioritizing yourself. So journal on that. Write about what makes me as worthy to be able to prioritize my needs, my wants, my desires over the expectations and the needs and the wants of others. So try to write out as many thoughts and ideas that you have on that. If you really, really, really get stuck, phone a friend, ask a friend. They will tell you. If you're not able to tell yourself, someone who loves you will be able to tell you. And if you still struggle with this concept of figuring out how and why you should be able to prioritize yourself, and when you think about your role as a friend, as an employee, as a boss, as a mom, as a partner, as whatever the different roles and functions that you're serving in your life, as you're trying to give to other people and you're pouring out to other people, you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't do it. There's nothing there. There's nothing left. Or maybe you're trying to make do with just the last few drops that are there. All the more reason to prioritize yourself. So even if you have to frame it in the way that I need to prioritize myself in order to do the best I can for others, whatever it takes to make it work. Step number 2 is to recognize what it is costing you to not do something about this. What is it costing you to be a people pleaser? What is it draining from you? Time, energy, focus, and how is that impacting? This is another thing to journal on. I want you to write out, like, what have been the repercussions of my people pleasing aspect of myself? Has your health been suffering? Have your relationships been suffering because your mood is not the best? Have you been feeling empty, lonely, disconnected? Have you lost touch with your friends? So, by continuing to operate in this manner, what is it costing you? And I suggest that you write this out so that you can really see the magnitude of it and the importance of it, so you can be connected to your why as you start to try to shed these habits, because it ain't easy. It's not easy to do, especially if it's like really, really ingrained in you. Step 3 is to reflect back. So think of the last time, the most recent time that you did something for someone or something else that you really didn't want to. And think about what you could have done differently. Is there a way you could have done it differently? Is there someone else that could have done it and kind of should have done it? Was it necessary to get done? Did it even have to happen at all? And looking back, Had you done it differently, what would have been the pros and the cons of that? Would there have been any repercussions? And are the repercussions that big of a deal? And would that have started to provide more time and space for yourself as you're trying to get aligned with who you are and what you're seeking? Step 4, commit to the next time. So today, after you go through these exercises, you say, today, the next time I'm in the process of doing something, I want to take note of how I'm spending my time today. Am I doing this activity for myself, for someone else, for something else? Is it an expectation? Is it the expectation? Who's the expectation from? Is it one that I've placed on myself because I'm assuming everybody expects of it? And is it necessary? Does it have to be done? What would happen if you let somebody else do it instead? So really sort of reprogramming your thought process around that. And looking ahead to what's coming up and trying to prepare yourself. How can you proactively set the boundaries? Who do you need to have a conversation with? How do you need to frame it in order to protect your time and space and peace and freedom? So looking ahead. And I think journaling about these things is very, very, very important, because this is not something that you're just going to decide, oh yeah, I'm going to stop being a people pleaser this year. This is something I'm going to do away with. It's something that's going to take practice. You had years, decades of habit formed by being a people pleaser, especially if you are a wife and or mom. I mean, you've just been used to operating that way. And I totally get it. And in spite of the fact that I am not one, I can see it. I can observe how it is, and it's ingrained. And understandably so, especially, when kids are really little and when they're babies, you need to put them first. The question is at this point in your life, as a Gen X woman who's looking to create a new future, let's relook and reframe and what we've got going on now. Do I need to go above and beyond in all these areas the way that I have been? Give me an example in the comments. Give me an example of something that you do that you don't really want to. It takes up your time. It takes up your energy. It takes some emotion out of you. You do it on a regular basis. Nobody really asks you to do it, but you know that you're expected to do it. And share what are some of those things that you'd like to sort of dial back on? Because I'd like to help you problem solve. What other direction could you take? What else could you do? Love to hear from you. Please remember to like and subscribe to this channel as we continue these conversations. This is your Gen X Big Sister signing off.